Hello knitters, Barbara Benson here. I'm an independent knitwear designer who also likes to make videos here on my YouTube channel, Watch Barbara Knit. If you would like to know more about my knitwear designs, please check in the description below, and there you will find a link to my Ravelry page where you can find and get PDFs of any of the patterns I've designed and maybe knit them up for yourself. Also in the description below you will find a link to the Watch Barbara Knit's Facebook group. I'd love to have you come over. It's a place where we can continue the conversations that we start here. And if you have any questions about anything I've said, I love getting input from people, and it's a closed group, so I'll approve you and we can share pictures and have fun like that. Today I have a pattern tour, but it's a little bit of a special pattern tour because this just isn't a pattern I designed. It has been a collaboration, and I'm super I cannot explain to you how excited I am about doing this collaboration with this very special dyer. It is Miss Babs. And her name is Barbara like me, which is a bonus. And she dyes beautiful yarn. I have quite a few pieces designed in her yarn. And that's why when I was contacted this summer to be asked to participate in this collaboration, I was beyond honored. Every year for the past few years, I don't know how long they've been doing it, Miss Babs and Jennie the Potter, who is an amazing potter who does all kinds of fun knit themed things, do a collaboration and based around a theme and invite a designer to design a pattern that fits in with the theme. And this year Miss Babs asked me, and I was completely honored. And so this is the shawl that I designed based on the theme, which is When Pigs Fly. Now, we didn't have to be totally literal about it. It was, what does this mean to you? And the approach I took to it is, you know, so this something is going to happen when pigs fly, meaning it is a completely unlikely outcome. And for me, a lot of that in my life is personally negative self-talk. It is me not believing that I can do something. And what it made me go to in my mind was when I was approached to write the Mosaic and Lace book. And I actually said no to start with because I didn't believe that I could write a whole book. And the wonderful editor supported me and convinced me that I could, and here we are 2-3 years later, and I do have a book, and I've done colorwork lace. And I wanted to design this shawl for people who maybe have been thinking that they're going to do colorwork when pigs fly, or the idea of doing colorwork and lace at the same time is a pigs fly kind of situation. It is a very straightforward pattern. It has a very simple section of mosaic lace and a simple section of mosaic, and I think that if you can knit, slip, knit two together, yarn over, a little bit of slip knit, I think you can do this pattern. I think there's a knit front back in there. I'm going to go ahead and go directly into me standing up and showing you the pattern, but wait until after that so I can talk to you about the kit and the collaboration. Okay, here we go. Here it is. So this is Unheeded Warnings, which is from the Pink Floyd song Learning to Fly. It just seemed to fit with the theme about learning to fly, and it is one of my favorite, it's my favorite Pink Floyd song. Now, the shape of this shawl, it is an elongated asymmetrical triangle. It is differently shaped than some of them I have done in the past. It is a lot longer with a shallower curve, and that has to do with the way the increases and the decreases work. It starts here at the little point, and you're knitting here. Let me throw this over my shoulder, let you see. So you start up here, and you're knitting. You can see the stripes if I hold it there. Hold it that way, you can see that's the way you're knitting, but because it's biased, it comes out on an angle. So you cast on here and you work this simple texture pattern in stripes, and then we get into a simple mosaic. Now, what this is supposed to evoke, you know, when you were a little kid and you'd be drawing like a beach scene or something and you just wanted to put some little birds in it, and you just kind of drew a simple sort of like a W or an M shape, and it looked like just little birds off in the distance, seagulls or whatever. And that is what I was going for here, a simple wing motif without getting horribly literal. So you work that mosaic motif, and as I've mentioned before, mosaic color work is simply knitting stripes and slipping stitches. That's all you're doing. If you look at the back here, you can see, let's see if it focuses. There we go. There's no carried yarn along the back. You're not manipulating anything. The only place your yarn gets carried is up the edge, and you just switch colors every 2 rows. So you've got your mosaic, and then you have a little section, just so you can try it out, of mosaic lace. And vertical stripes, it's really easy to do horizontal stripes. You just change colors. But vertical stripes, you don't come across quite as frequently in knitting. And so I like making them because I'm not supposed to be able to make them. And so this is simply a vertically striped mesh. You can see here. And actually, I'm going to show you the back and see if you can see. I think the back looks pretty cool too, of the mesh. And it is literally, this pattern right here is made up of knit 2 together, yarn over, and slip stitches. That's all that's going on. And then on the back side, you're purling back, just like you normally do with knitting flat. So if you can knit 2 together, yarn over, and slip, you can work this super simple texture pattern. It isn't even charted. Now, the mosaic is provided in chart form, but it is also provided written out. So if you don't like following charts, you can go through this whole pattern without using a chart. The lace isn't charted at all because it's just easier to write it out. So what your repeat is you've got your section of mosaic, your section of mosaic lace, your section of mosaic, and then a whole bunch of stripes again. And it's a simple stripe with just a little bit of texture in it. It's not garter, it's got a little extra in it, just to give it some fun texture. And then you just repeat and repeat. And then you end with the mosaic and the lace and just a few stripes on the bottom. How you doing? And if you want, you can do more. You could definitely have more yarn and make it bigger, or you could stop early and make it smaller. This takes 2 skeins of Miss Babs Yummy 2-ply, and I will put all the information in the description below of exactly what this is. And as you can see, it is a big girl. The kits that Babs is putting together, here, let me see. There we go, you can see. The kits that Babs is putting together are going to be in 2 colors. This is, I love this. It's sort of a pink and almost a burnt sienna. It's almost sepia. I love it. This is the one I knit. And here, let me put it on. So you just flip it on, bring it around. And that's one way you can wear it. Just like that. Make myself taller. And you could wear it just like a regular, at the length of it. You could wear it like just a regular shawl. See, it just hangs, and since it's so long, it hangs nicely. I'll turn around so you can see it. Ooh. I don't know if I'm tall enough for you to see the whole thing, but you still have plenty here to throw around. We can pull it up like this. We can pull it around like that. There's all kinds of things you can do with this. You could even, let me see. I know I've seen people do some cool things where they actually will like knot one dangly end, and it looks pretty cool. You just literally tie it in a knot, and it can look fun. I didn't do a very good knot, but so this is the 1 color combo, and I do have the other color combo. So what this is is this is not particularly high contrast because it's just not high contrast. It's a more subtle color combination. But if you're looking for some serious pop, look at this one. Isn't it gorgeous? This is the blue and yellow combo. Again, it's the same shape. It's the same pattern. It's just a different color combo. But since it has a much higher contrast, you can see that it's a more graphic and a more poppy. And thank you to my lovely sample knitter, Mary Scott, who did this for me because I couldn't knit both of them because they are pretty big. As I said, it takes 2 skeins of shawl, so it's not small. But look how cool that is. Now, when I showed this to my son, he thought that this motif resembled possibly, and this may or may not have been intentional, a certain female superhero that has recently shattered box office records for, well, I don't know if it was records, but it was the #1 superhero movie of the summer this summer. And who would have thunk it would have been starring a woman and directed by a woman. And so I also thought that was in the When Pigs Fly theme. So it's a little bit more subtle of a reference than some of the other shawls you might have seen, but it's between you and me. And I want to show you close up here. You can see again, it's got that faint lace, and it's fun. I keep looking at it through the back. I don't know if I can really show you how the diamonds, you actually get this diamond effect. I don't know. I think it looks cool. And again, so it's stripes and then mosaic lace, mosaic. It is actually a very straightforward knit with just a little bit of interest in it. I will give you, it's about 53-ish inches wide. My arms are not long enough to show you. And I think the widest, the deepest part, which is going to be from here to the point, is around 19 inches. Again, I'll put all the details in the bottom. Let's see. How can I put this one on? Let's put the W's, the little birdies, the wings, right here. I also have to confess with the unheeded warnings, when we started talking about pigs flying, I may or may not have gone directly to Pink Floyd and thinking about the flying pigs that they frequently had at their concerts. There we go. That looks super cool. There we go. So this is Unheeded Warnings, and I hope you enjoy and knit up this pattern. I hope you enjoyed seeing that in action. It's a nice big shawl. And now I wanted to talk to you about the kit. I decided to do this afterwards. Normally I spend a lot of time beforehand talking, but this kit is a limited time thing. And so if you are past the November, December 2017 chunk of time, this kit might not be available, but I highly encourage you to check in the description below and see if it is. And if it is no longer available, I can 100% guarantee you that Miss Babs has a beautiful selection of yarn that would be perfect for knitting this shawl, and probably at least similar colors, if not the same colors. But the kits themselves are limited time. So if you want one, you best go get one. Again, I said November 2017, November and December. So we're starting at the end of November, and I think it runs through December. Now, these are so cool. I'm going to show you some pictures that I have. And what it is there are kits that you can get. And there is a mug. And there is a little notions dish. Like I have this one from Jennie that has a, there was something in it, that has a rocket ship on it. Only you'll see in the picture, it's the pigs flying, which is awesome. And then there is an ornament that is like a flat version of the disc with something so you can hang it up for decoration. And then there are ridiculously adorable stitch markers that I just think are amazing, and I desperately want some. And then there is the yarn, and there are the 2 colors, and she's also put together another color set that you can choose from. So the kits, the way they work are you can do mug, yarn, and the pattern, or dish, yarn, and the pattern, or ornament yarn and the pattern, or stitch marker yarn and the pattern, or just yarn and pattern. You'll notice the two things that you always get are yarn and pattern. You select the yarn that you want. The pattern's the same regardless of what color you do. So you purchase these kits through Miss Babs, and when it goes live, I will have a link for you. I am putting the pattern up live right now. It's going to be a Tuesday. The kits don't go live until tomorrow. So Tuesday, November 28th is when I'm going to make the pattern live, and then Wednesday, November 29th is when the kits are going to go live, and then I will definitely have a link to it from Miss Babs in the description below. As again, I was so excited to work in this collaboration. It was so much fun, and I enjoy collaborating because it pushes me in directions that I wouldn't have necessarily gone by myself, but I'm super pleased with how this pattern turned out, and I hope you guys like it too. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, click that like button, and if you would like to be notified whenever I upload a new video, please subscribe to my channel and select notifications. Thank you so much.